Ibn Firnas was already 65 years old. Oh my god, fabulous. 65 years old. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi my friends, how are you today? I hope you are doing amazing. I am Rihlah, your Islamic storyteller. Today, I would love to take you on a little time travel journey. Are you ready? Let's go back to the past and meet some of the brightest minds in Islamic history. Why? Because their lives are full of lessons for us about knowledge, courage, and character. These qualities are the building blocks of a better world. The story I will share today comes from many historical records and scholarly studies, especially some popular books on Islamic civilization. So let's begin with one incredible figure, Abbas Ibn Firnas. Have you ever heard of him? Maybe you know him as the man who dreamed of flying, but actually he was much more than that. Abbas Ibn Firnas was a polymath, a versatile genius. He lived in the 9th century CE, born in Ronda, Andalusia, modern-day Spain, and later settling in Cordoba, which at that time was a shining center of knowledge in Europe. Now, here's the exciting part. Ibn Firnas didn't only dream about flying. He was also an engineer, an inventor, a physician, a chemist, and even a poet. Can you imagine one person doing all that? He's also remembered for inventing a way to make transparent glass from sand. Yes, like the glass we use every day, and designing a complex water clock called Al-Makata. Pretty impressive, right? But his biggest obsession was flying. His inspiration came from a unique event in the year 852 CE. At that time, he witnessed an acrobat named Armen Firman jump from a minaret using a silk cloak to slow his fall. Can you imagine that? This daring event sparked Ibn Firnas' curiosity, and from then on he began his research and experiment to develop a device that would allow humans to fly like birds. The climax came in the year 875 CE. Ibn Firnas was already 65 years old. Oh my god, 65 years old? But he proved that courage and passion are not only for the young. At that age, he still dared to perform the most daring experiment of his life. He built his very first glider, made of a bamboo or wooden frame, with wings woven from silk and covered in feathers. Not only that, he even designed a control mechanism on the wings to adjust his direction and altitude. And then, in front of thousands of awestruck citizens of Cordoba, Ibn Firnas jumped from a high cliff near the city. Just imagine the excitement and tension in that moment. And you know what happened? He flew. Yes, Ibn Firnas was able to glide through the air for almost 10 minutes. Oh my god, so great. Proving to everyone that a solid object could actually fly, but here's the twist. The landing was the real problem. When he finally hit the ground, he fell hard and suffered a severe back injury. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for hearing that. He later realized his mistake. His design didn't have a tail, and as we know, a tail is essential to maintain balance and reduce speed during landing. Even though he was injured, this so-called failure became a valuable lesson. In fact, it laid the foundation for future inventors who would one day achieve the dream of flight. But Ibn Firnas wasn't only obsessed with flying, he also had a deep fascination with the stars and the universe. In his own house, he built something truly extraordinary, not just a planetarium or a solar system model that could move, but an immersive experience. He designed it so visitors would feel as if they were inside a cave with a cloudy sky above. Using a complex mechanism, the model planets rotate in their orbits, And to make it even more dramatic, he added a system that imitated the sound of thunder. Can you imagine standing there watching planets move while hearing rumbling thunder around you? It must have felt like being inside a cosmic storm. You might be wondering what was the end of history. Unfortunately, the hard landing left a huge impact on him. He didn't die immediately in the accident, but his severe back injury meant he never fully recovered. The pain stayed with him until the end of his life. He passed away in Cordoba about 12 years after his experiment, at the age of about 77. As for his family, historical records remain silent. Like many great scholars of the past, the focus was more on their extraordinary discovery than on their personal lives. And what about his writings? Unlike Al-Khawarizmi, who left behind a monumental algebra textbook, Ibn Firnas didn't leave us books or manuscript. No handwritten calculation have survived. Instead, his legacy is found in his whole experiment, his daring imagination, and the principle of aerodynamics he proved. Even though his home was never turned into a museum, the world has found beautiful ways to honor him. In Cordoba, Spain, a modern bridge stretched across the Guadalquivir River opened in 2011. The bridge has a design inspired by wings, as if whispering the dream of light that Ibn Firnas once pursued. And not only that, in Baghdad, a tall statue of him stands proudly at the international airport, reminding travelers that this was the man who once dared to defy gravity. Beyond Earth itself, NASA named a crater on the far side of the moon after him. Imagine it, his name risen among the stars. And so, my friends, the story of Abbas Ibn Firnas comes to, and his life teach us that even in failure, there can be legacy. His leap of courage planted the seed that allow future generations to one day soar through the skies. Well, my incredible friends, that's the complete story of Abbas Ibn Firnas, the inspiring dreamer who dared to fly, a man who saw us that knowledge and courage must always walk side by side. And here's something we should all remember. Passion and courage are not only for the young. Look at Inventor. At 65 years old, he still dared to live, to try, and to change the world. Isn't it powerful? I'm truly happy to have accompanied you on this journey today. I hope this story not only add to our knowledge but also inspire us to never stop dreaming, never stop learning, and never stop daring. No matter our age, and of course, if you have any correction or if there's another figure for your Islamic story that you would love to hear about, just leave a comment below. I would be so happy to talk about it with you. Until then, see you in the next story. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.